In the next lesson, we'll get to the concrete a bit more, but for now, I want to show you how you can tweak just about anything. I'd like to make a handful of visual tweaks, and like I said, with Vim, if you find the right setting, you can modify just about anything. So for example, in the sidebar here, you may like that the background color is different, but I don't. I would prefer that it's the exact same color as the main window here. So we can either create a custom color theme, or you can just figure out which setting to modify and then put it in your vimrc file. Now, I'm like anyone else, I don't remember the exact settings, so a quick Google search will take us there. So in this case, we can do a highlight for, it looks like line number is what we want. Now, you'll see CTerm FG, that would be your typical terminal foreground, and then your terminal background. Now, you can have separate settings or exclusive settings for a GUI, like MacVim, in which case you would use GUI FG and GUI BG. So for example, let's just grab this, or rather than highlight, we can use a shorthand of HI, which is what I usually do. All right, so here's our visuals section. I'm just gonna paste that in, save it, and there you go. Now you can see we modify it. Okay, so we can either find the exact hex value here and insert it, something like that, or if I want it to be this background, I can just set BG, and that'll be sort of like a variable. Okay, that looks better to me. Next, line numbers. Yeah, that's a personal thing. In my experience, I don't really use it that much. So what I would typically do right up here is set no number. And that way I can turn that off and make things even more minimal. But that does introduce this new thing here. For me, once again, the text is way too close to the left edge. I want some padding there. And with Vim, it's kind of awkward. You kind of have to fake it. So I'll show you how I've managed to accomplish that. Now, Vim has this concept of a fold, and that's like any other editor, where you see a little triangle on the left-hand side next to a method or a class, and if you click on it, it will toggle it. And that way you can condense the file and get a better overview. Now, for me personally, I just about never use them. In my mind, if you need to fold that much in a file, it might indicate that something is missing and you're missing some kind of extraction. So we're going to manipulate that. We will begin by doing set fold column equal to any kind of width. So for example, if I do 10, you'll see that bump out. Okay, but now it's a different background color. So let's fake it by making this black equal to the lighter shade of black, like this. Highlight the fold column, and specifically I want the GUI BG to be our same background color. Great. So now I just need to make the fold column whatever I need it to be. So 2, you can modify that how you need to. Let's see, 3, I think 2 is about right. Okay, so that's what I mean when I say we're gonna fake it a little bit. Vim doesn't specifically offer a padding value, but we can sort of sneak it in. All right, so I'm gonna give a comment because I'll definitely forget this. We'll fake a custom left padding for each window. Okay, next, the same thing will be true for splits. So for example, if I hit our shortcut Command 1 to show nerd tree, or if I were to do a vertical split with VSP, here's the separator, and man, I think that looks bad. And also the border at the bottom, this white background, I don't like that either. So if you just do a quick bit of Googling, you can figure out how to control this color. Okay, I will hit Q to exit out of that split. Now, what we want to highlight here is the vertical split. So for example, if we were to say GUI foreground is red and then GUI background is green, let's just see what we get. Okay, so this one's kind of weird. The background you would expect to be green, but I guess just how they set it up, the foreground is considered the actual bar there. All right, so once again, I'm going to set this equal to whatever our background color is, and the same here. And now, honestly, for me, I think that looks quite a bit better than some big, ugly gray border. And now the same will be true if I create a vertical split. I like that personally, but it's up to you. Let's say get rid of ugly split borders. Okay, so that's going to do it for this video. But yeah, just remember, for anything you want to modify, just do a quick Google search, find the setting, and then highlight it. So as an example, if you want your tab background to be different, or each tab column to have a special color or background color, all of that can be configured either in a custom color theme or your vimrc. The only note is make sure that any highlights you add come after your color scheme. If they come before, then the color scheme will override them, of course. All right, let's move on to searching our projects in the next lesson.